Welcome to Symfony Workshop. I'm Gary Clarke, and this is part 3 in a series on Symfony authentication and authorization. In this one, we're going to complete our work on login and logout, but I'll also cover some CSRF, remember me checkboxes, and redirecting users to intended paths once they're authenticated. And we'll also touch on some access control. So it's going to be awesome. Some information first. I record in high resolution, so don't watch on a blurry screen. Choose high definition if that will work for you. Would you like to join a growing group of PHP developers and take your skills to a new level? If that sounds like you, all you need to do is subscribe and click the little notification icon, and welcome. I'm going to start this one by quickly explaining a bit of the magic behind a couple of things I've already covered. So first off, I'll explain how the last username gets retained in the username field, or the email field as we're using when we enter our credentials. So I'll enter a false password, but as you can see, the email address which I used has been retained. If we look at the email field in login.html.twig, that's this value here. So we're setting a value to this last username. The value actually gets set here in the get credentials method of login form authenticator. If we look at our auth controller, this is where we pass the value into our twig template. So it comes from this authentication utils. Let's go and have a look. As you can see here, get last username. So it looks in request attributes to see if there's a key for security last username. If not, then it looks in the session for the same key. And so just to demonstrate this, I'm going to hard code in the value Mickey Mouse and send this to the template instead. Back over to the browser. Once more, I shall enter the wrong password, hit submit, and I'm now Mickey Mouse. So hopefully that was clear. Just staying in the same file, let's check out this logout method. So as you can see, it says the method can be blank because it will be intercepted by the logout key on your firewall. It's actually just the routing that we need. So let's log in. Okay, here we are on the home page, and now if we go to the logout route, there you go. So we end up here. If we check at the bottom though in the profiler toolbar, as you can see, authenticated no. So we have been logged out. In security.yaml, this is the logout key which we mentioned, and as you can see, it maps to this logout route here. What we want to do is redirect to a better location once we are logged out. Sensible default will be to redirect to the login page. So let's do that. You'll need to add a target key, and then the value for that should be the name of your login route, which in our case is app_login. Let's go and give this another try. So I'll log in. You might get this first time you try it. If you do, just do it again and that'll go away. So here we are on the home page. Now let's go to the logout route, and we're redirected to the login page. Perfect. Let's have a quick look at the CSRF token. So we have this hidden field in our login page, and then we're generating this CSRF token here. In the check credentials method, we new up the CSRF token, and if you look at the ID, it's the same as what we are passing here. So if I was to change this to fake and then try to log in, then I'm getting invalid CSRF token. So this needs to match what you're checking against. Change it back. Let's go and give this another go, and we're logged back in. Let's now take a look at Remember Me. Symfony's done half the work for you on this, so I'll paste in the old code for the Remember Me box. The most important thing here is the name, which should be _remember_me. Then over to security.yaml, we need a Remember Me key underneath our firewall. So Remember Me : and then we can add some values if we want. Symfony will actually give it a default name, but I'm just going to make one up in order to make this easier to demonstrate. Then secret. This is a parameter which I'm using, and the value that I'm using actually comes from our .env file for app secret. And so this is how we insert parameters into our files. We use %, then parameter name. Lifetime, there's also a default, but I've made mine up as a week in seconds. So there's my new Remember Me box. I'll fill in my credentials and also check that. The way this works is that it places a cookie in your browser. So even when the session has expired, the cookie will be read and you'll be authenticated using that. Let's have a look at DevTools. So across the top, we're looking for the application tab. Across the left, cookies. And here is our cookie. So name, security demo, which is what we gave it. The value, And if we look at the expired max age, that looks like it's a week from today. So I'm going to take Google's word for it on that. Let me now show you a problem that we currently have with this application. So I'm going to log out and I'm going to go and try and visit the home page. So home page. So it's tried to get us there, but we're logged out. The reason why we're getting this error is because it's still trying to access username of a user, and we don't have a user because we're not authenticated. When I refresh, we're on the home page, but we're authenticated anonymously, and I don't want anonymous users to be able to visit that page. I want only logged in users to be able to visit that page. The way we can control that is with this, access control. And like it says in the comments, it's an easy way to control access for large sections of your site. And Symfony makes this very easy because if you recall the user entity in the getRoles method, we specified that the user would always have at least that one role of role user. And the way this works is it just uses regular expressions to match paths. So what I'm going to say here is that unless the path is login, the user must have role user. This way it means that our entire application requires a authenticated user except for the login page. So I'm going to try my luck at visiting the home page again, and that redirects me to the login page. So let me log in, and this time I'm allowed to visit the home page, no problem. For this last bit, let's see if we can improve the user experience a little bit. So at the moment, we only redirect to the home page once a user logs in, but what if they'd been trying to get to somewhere else before they were told they needed to authenticate? They might log in, they might not want to go back to the home page, they might want to go back to that page, and they also might not know how to get there. So let's help the user out a bit. And we left the comment here, try to redirect the user to their original intended path. So over to App Controller, and I'm just going to copy this and I'm going to add a new endpoint. And I'll paste that in there. So I'll give it a name of alternate page. For the route, we'll go to not the home page, give it a name of alternate page, and I'm going to need to create a file called alternate page html.twig. So over in templates, I'll copy what I've got, paste that in there, change that to alternate page, and then what we'll do, we'll just keep this very simple and we'll just put a big bold heading which lets us know that we're actually on an alternate page and not the home page. So let me go and try and visit that page, not the home page. As you can see, I've been redirected to login. In that case, I shall log in and we'll see what happens here. As you can see, I'm redirected to the home page as per usual. So the way that we make this work is if we scroll up to the top of our login form authenticator, you'll see this target path trait. Now take a look at this save target path. You shouldn't need to call this yourself, but what happens is this will get called for you and the last URI you've tried to visit will get saved in the session under this target path key. What we're interested in is this get target path, because this is where we retrieve that value. So that's what we're going to do now. I'll try and save that value to a target path variable. If I'm able to do that, I'll then redirect to that path. So the way I can do this is by target path equals this get target path, and the first argument should be the session, which I can get from request get session. The second argument should be the name of your firewall, and that is actually what comes from this provider key, which is passed into on authentication success. Now what I need to do is just redirect to that target path. So I'll copy this and I'm just going to replace this path here with the target path variable, and that should be good. I'll just throw a comment in here to make all of this clear what's going on, and then we'll go over to the browser and give this a go. So I'm going to make sure I'm logged out. First thing I'm going to do is try to go to not the home page. As you can see, it's redirected me to login. Let me log in, and then it takes me to not the home page. So that's spot on. Users are happy. Everything's good in the world, and you've made it to the end of part 3. So we've pretty much covered login and log out there. We need to still do registration, and we also need to go deeper into access control, roles and permissions. Hope you're still having a good time. Give it a like if so, and don't hesitate to share if you want to help other developers like yourself. That's what good developers do. One other thing, If you want YouTube to show you more of my content, all you need to do is subscribe and click the little notification icon. I release new material 2 times a week, and details of my schedule has now moved and can be found under the community tab on my YouTube channel homepage. I'll see you in number 4.